Hello. Today we're going to be learning about circumference. By the end of today, you should be able to say, I can solve problems involving radius, diameter, and circumference. In class, what we do is a measuring circles activity. So what we did is we took and we measured the distance around some circle. And the distance around a circle is called the circumference. And then we measured the distance across an object. The distance across the object we call the diameter. And then I told the class to take their circumference measurement and divide it by their diameter and see what numbers they got. Some people got 3.2, some people got 3.1, something around there. Some people got 3, some people got 3.5. And what if they measured it perfectly, what they get is some number that is pi, which is 3.14159265358979323, and so on and so on. I think this is the first couple hundred, maybe even 1,000 digits of pi. Pi is this crazy number where the decimal keeps on going forever and ever, more and more decimal places, and there is no pattern, nor does this number ever terminate. So this is the answer whenever we divide the circumference by the diameter. So that helps us out if we ever want to find the circumference when we know the diameter, because we can write an equation that the circumference is equal to the diameter times pi. And again, C stands for the circumference and D stands for the diameter. Now, because we know the diameter is equal to 2r, instead of writing D here, I can write 2r. And usually we write this as 2 pi radius. So if you have the radius, you multiply it by 2, and then multiply it by pi, and you have the circumference. Now, what is the circumference of the circle? Let's answer this in terms of pi. So the equation is circumference equals diameter times pi, or 2 pi times the radius. Well, the radius is 7, and 2 times 7 is 14. So 14 pi centimeters is going to be the distance around this circle. So you can write it sometimes in terms of pi, and other times we want this in terms, or as a decimal. So you take 14 times 3.14, and your answer will be 43.96 centimeters. That's not a 6. There, that's a better 6. Now, there's also a button on your calculator that's pi, and if you did that, you would have 43.98 centimeters. Now, as a teacher, when I grade problems like this, I'm always going to think about it and realize that it could be a couple hundredths off. So either answer is acceptable. All right, this one says find the circumference. If we want to do this in terms of pi, remember circumference is equal to my diameter times pi. Our diameter, the whole distance across, is 12. So 12 pi centimeters is my answer. Now, if I did this on my calculator, I would multiply 12 times pi. So my circumference would be 37.68 or 69, depending on what rounding of 3.14 you're using. All right, now you try this one on your own, pause the videos, and see if you can get the correct answer. All right, hopefully you have done the whole problem, and the circumference is equal to 2 pi r, because we have a radius here, and 2 times 9 is 18, so 18 pi centimeters is our circumference. Now if I take 18 times pi, or 18 times 3.14, I'll get 56.52 or 56.54. or 5.4, whatever, uh, or 5.5, I guess, because it's 0.548. So anything around there is acceptable. This is our last one, uh, like this. So if we want to answer this in terms of pi, we have circumference is equal to uh, 2 pi r. So that would be 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 pi centimeters is our answer. 8 times 3.14 would be 25.12 centimeters. All right. Now it says if a circle has a circumference of 20 pi, let's find the radius. So we know circumference is equal to 2 pi times r. Now, they tell us that the circumference is 2 pi. The bell just rang. So if instead of writing circumference, I'm going to write 20 pi equals 2 pi r. Now we can divide both sides by 2. So this becomes 10 pi equals pi times r. Then if we divide by pi, 10 pi divided by pi is just 10. So my radius is 10 units. All right, let's try another one like this. It says circumference of a circle is 7 pi centimeters. Let's find the radius. So if the circumference is 7 pi, we know the circumference is 2 pi r. So it equals 2 pi r. So now we divide both sides by 2. 3.5 pi is equal to pi r. Divide by pi, and r is equal to 3.5 centimeters. Now, if we look at these last two examples, you might be able to do this without using any algebra. If circumference is diameter times pi, the diameter is 7, so the radius just has to be 3.5. If that makes sense to you, go right ahead and do that. If this is 20 times pi is the circumference, the radius would be 20, well, 20 would be the diameter, so 10 would be the radius. That saves some algebra. Now this problem is different though. What's different about this problem is it doesn't have a pi. So we know circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So instead of writing circumference, I'm going to write 50. The first thing I do is divide by 2 on both sides. So now I have 25 is equal to pi times r. Now to get rid of the pi, I divide by pi on both sides. So my r is 25 divided by pi. So I have to go to my calculator. 25 divided by 3.14. And I got 9.76. Or sorry, 7.96. 7.96 is my radius. So that's that many feet is my radius. All right. Now we're through today's lesson, and I want you to rate on a scale of 1 to 5 how comfortable you feel with the objective today. Are you able to solve problems involving radius, diameter, and circumference? Now, in class, we have two problems that we're going to do. So you can work on these and then talk to your teacher and see if you're doing them correctly.